Just try these two questions. So question number 2120 says that two cables exert force on the pipe. Determine the magnitude of the projector component of F1 along the line of action of F2. Now, in the past videos, we already dealt with these type of questions. So, if the question says that you are going to find out the projection of A vector on the direction of B vector, so by the help of dot product, we easily find it out. And we know that dot product formula says that A dot B, which is equal to AB cos of theta. This is the general formula of dot product. But if I am interested to find out the projection of A vector onto the direction of B vector, so this formula can be written as A dot B, which is equal to A vector lowercase b vector into the B vector magnitude. And the theta, it is nothing but here, it is nothing but 0 degree and cos 0, which is equal to 1. So our final expression is this, and we use this expression to solve the question number 2120. Now, according to the question number 2120, this expression can also be written as f1 vector dot f2 vector, which is equal to the magnitude of f1 onto the direction of the f2 vector into the f2 vector magnitude. This is the expression which help us to solve the question number 2120. So without wasting any time, just solve the question. Now, according to the top expression, we don't know the value of the f1 vector as well as the f2 vector, but we know the value of only the f2 vector magnitude here. So our first step is to find out the vectorial form of the f1 vector. So if you see the question diagram, this is basically our f1 vector magnitude, which is equal to 30 pounds. And there are the two triangles here. Let's call this triangle number 1, and this triangle, let's call this triangle number 2. And if you see carefully, so this length, this particular length right here is basically the common in between these two triangles. So let's call this the f prime. Now I'm extracting the triangle number 1 into here. So if you take the top view of the triangle number 1, so the triangle number 1 may look like this. This is basically the y-axis, this is nothing but our s-axis, and this is nothing but our f prime. If you see the triangle number 1 here, okay, so let me erase some extra thing from here. So this is basically our triangle number 1. And again, I'm repeating, if you take the top view of this image, so this is basically the y-axis, which I draw there, and this is nothing but our s-axis, which I also draw there. And the angle, it is nothing but the 30 degree, according to the equation. And we know that the angle between the any two axes, it is nothing but the 90 degree. So again, same as always, apply the sine theta and cos theta function here. So we know that sine theta, which is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. The opposite side of theta, it is nothing but perpendicular, and in this case, it is nothing but the x, or you can say that it is nothing but the fx. And the opposite side of the 90 degree, it is nothing but the hypotenuse, and in this case, it is basically our the f prime. And similarly, the side where two angles meet each other, so that particular side are known as base, and in this case it is nothing but the y, or you can say that it is nothing but the fy. So sine theta, which is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, it could be written as fx upon f prime. So fx, which is equal to f prime into sine of theta. So we don't know the value of f prime here, so and we know the value of theta here, so this expression can also be written as fx, which is equal to f prime into sine of 30 degree. So let's call this equation number 1. Now again, apply the cos theta function here. So we know that cos theta, which is equal to base upon hypotenuse. The base in this case, it is nothing but the fy, and the hypotenuse in this case, it is nothing but the f prime. So fy, which is equal to f prime into cos of theta. And we don't know the value of f prime here, but we know the value of theta. So it could be written as the f prime into cos, and the value of theta, it is nothing but the 30 degree. So this is the simple expression. So let's call this equation number 2. So we don't know the value of f prime here. So our first agenda is to find out the value of f prime here, so that we easily find out the value of fx and fy here. So I insist you just write down this stuff on your notes, and let me erase some extra thing from here, and let's talk about the triangle number 2 here, which I discussed earlier. Now let's discuss the triangle number 2 here. So this is basically our the triangle number 2, and I take the right hand side view of this triangle number 2, and we know that this length, this particular length, which is the common in between these two triangles, we already discussed, and it is nothing but the f prime. So I take the right hand side view of this particular triangle. So this will be draw like this. This is basically our f prime. This is nothing but our the particular z axis, or you can say that this is basically our fz, and this side, it is basically the value of f1, which is equal to 30 pounds. Again, the angle between the f prime and the 30 pounds, it is nothing but the 30 degree according to the equation, and the angle between the f prime and fz, it is nothing but the 90 degree. So again, apply the sine theta and cos theta function here to find out the value of f prime first here and then fz. So we know that cos theta, I am directly. So cos theta, which is equal to base upon hypotenuse. The base in this case, it is nothing but the f prime, and the hypotenuse in this case, it is nothing but the 30. So f prime, which is equal to 30 into cos of theta. We know the value of theta in this case, and it is nothing but the 30 degree. So f prime, which is equal to 30 into cos 30 degree, so it is equal to 25.98 pound. This is the value of the f prime here. Let's talk about the fz here. So we know that sine theta, which is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. The perpendicular in this case, it is nothing but the fz, and the hypotenuse in this case, it is nothing but the 30. And this is nothing but our sine theta. So we know that fz, which is equal to 30 into sine of theta, and theta in this case, it is nothing but the 30 degree. So 30 into sine 30 degree, so it gives us a result of the 15 pound. This is the value of fz here. Now we know the value of f prime and fz here. Just putting the value of f prime into the equation number 1 and equation number 2 and get your answers. Now we have the value of f prime and fz here. Just putting the value of f prime into the equation number 1 here first. So we know that fx, which is equal to the value of f prime, it is nothing but 25.98 into the sine of 30 degree. So 25.98 into sine of 30 degree, so it gives us a result of 12.99 pounds. And similarly, again, just putting the value of f prime into the equation number 2 here to get the value of fy from equation number 2. So fy, which is equal to the value of f prime, it is nothing but 25.98 into the cos of 30 degree. So 25.98 into cos 30 degree, so it is equal to 22.49 pound. So we successfully find out the value of fz, fx, and fy here. In a nutshell, we find out the magnitudes of the component of the f1 vector here. Okay, but these are the magnitudes, not the vectors, and for the vector we have the direction also. So what is the direction of fz? So this is basically the direction of fz here. This is right here, and this is acting vertically downward, that's why. And similarly, this is basically the direction of fy, which is acting on the right hand side. And again, this is the direction of fx here, which is acting out of the page. So the only fz component of the f1 vector is negative here, and rest of them are the positive. So the direction of fz, fx, and fy can be written as fz, which is equal to negative 15 pounds k cap. Again, the fx, which is equal to positive 12.99 pounds I cap. And lastly, the fy, which is equal to positive 22.49 pounds j cap. These are the Cartesian components of the force F1. Now, this is the vectorial form of the force F1. So, the vectorial form of force F1 can also be written as F1 vector, which is equal to the value of Fx, it is nothing but 12.999 cap. The value of Fy, it is nothing but 22.49 j cap. And the value of Fz, it is nothing but negative 15 k cap pounds. Now, this is for force F1. What about the Cartesian components of force F2? Let's find it out. Now, we successfully find out the Cartesian component of force F1. Let's talk about the Cartesian component of force F2. So, if you see the equation diagram, this is basically our 25-pound force, and this 60-degree angle right here, it is nothing but the angle between the 25-pound force with the positive y-axis. And if you see the equation diagram again, so this 60-degree angle, it is the angle between the 25-pound force with the positive z-axis. But we don't know the angle between the 25-pound force with the positive x-axis. So apply the direction of cosine formula here. So direction of cosine formula says that the summation of the square of the cosine are equal to 1. So cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma are equal to 1. So what is gamma here? Gamma, it is nothing but the angle between the force F and the positive z-axis. What is beta here? Beta, it is nothing but the angle between the force F and the positive y-axis. And what is alpha here? Alpha, it is the angle between the force F and the positive x-axis. So which we are going to find out the value of alpha here. So cos square alpha and shift cos beta and cos gamma to the opposite side. So it is equal to 1 minus cos square beta minus cos square gamma. So 1 minus cos, the value of beta, it is nothing but 60 degree whole square minus cos 60 degree again whole square. So 1 minus cos 60 degree whole square, it is equal to the 0.25 and again 0.25. Now 1 negative 0.25 negative 0.25, so it is equal to cos in square alpha, which is equal to 0.5 here. Now take the square root of this expression, so that will become cos alpha, which is equal to 0.707. And again shift cos to the opposite side, so that it will become cos inverse. So alpha, which is equal to cos inverse 0.707. So cos inverse 0.707 is equal to the 45 degree. So the value of alpha, it is nothing but the 45 degree, and it is the angle between the force F and the positive x-axis. Now let me erase some extra thing from here, and I insist you to write down this stuff on your notes. Now the direction of cosine formula is nothing but the cos alpha, which is equal to fx upon f. So fx, which is equal to f into cos of alpha. We know the value of f here according to the equation, and it is nothing but the 25, and the value of alpha, which we already found out, it is nothing but the 45 degree. So 25 into cos 45 degree. So 25 into cos 45 degree, so it gives us a result of 17.67 pounds. This is the value of fx. Now again, apply the cos beta formula here. So it is nothing but the cos beta, which is equal to the fy upon f. So fy, which is equal to the f into cos of beta. The value of f here, it is nothing but the 25, and the value of beta, it is nothing but the 60 degree here. So 25 into cos 60 degree, so it is equal to the 12.5 pounds. Again, apply the cos gamma formula here. So cos gamma, which is equal to the fz upon f. Now fz, which is equal to f into cos of gamma. The value of f, it is nothing but 25, and the value of gamma, it is nothing but again 60 degree. So it gives us a result of again 12.5 pounds. But these all are the magnitudes of the component of force F2. But what about the directions? So for that, if you see the question diagram, this vertical line represents the z-axis and it is acting vertically upward. So this is nothing but our fz, and it is equal to the positive fz because it is acting vertically upward. So the direction of fz, it is nothing but the positive 12.51 pounds k cap. And now if you see the question diagram again, so this particular length right here, it is basically the fy, and it is acting on the right hand side. So the direction of fy, it is nothing but the positive 12.5 pounds again j cap. And lastly, if you see this particular length right here, it is basically the fx, and it is acting into the page. So only the fx component here, it is nothing but the negative, and rest of them are positive. So fx, which is equal to negative 17.67 pounds I cap. Now we successfully find out the Cartesian component or the vectorial form of the force F1 and the force F2. So let me erase some extra thing from here. Now we know the value of F1 and the value of F2 here, the vectorial form of F1 and vectorial form of F2 here. Just plug all the values into the above expression and find out the value of F1 along the F2. So the value of F1, it is nothing but the 12.99 I cap with positive sign 22.49 j cap with negative 15 k cap. This is basically the value of F1. And the value of F2, it is nothing but the negative 17.67 I cap with positive sign 12.5 j cap with positive sign 12.51 k cap, which is equal to the projection of F1 onto the direction of F2. So it is nothing but the F12 into the value of F2. According to the equation diagram, it is nothing but the 25. So multiply like vectors with each other. So multiply 12.99 I cap with negative 17.67 I cap. So it gives us a result of negative 229.53. Again, multiply 22.49 j cap with positive 12.5 j cap. So it is equal to positive 281.125. And lastly, multiply negative 15k with 12.5 k cap. So it is equal to negative 187.5, which is equal to F12 into the 25. Now add negative 229.53 with positive 281.125 with negative 187.5. So it is equal to the negative 135.96, which is equal to F12 into the 25. So F12, which is equal to negative 135.96 upon 25. So if you divide negative 135.96 divided by 25, so it gives us a result of negative 5.43 pound. This is the projection of F1 onto the direction of F2. But remember that this is nothing but the negative number. And the question says that determine the magnitude. And always remember that the magnitude, it is nothing but our positive quantity. So this negative sign will automatically remove here, and the value of F12, it is nothing but the only positive 5.43 pound, because the magnitude, it is nothing but the positive quantity. That's why. Now this is the answer of question number 2120, and same as question number 121 is exactly solved the same manner just like question number 2120. So without wasting the time, just solve the question number 121 here. Now, question number 121 says that find out the value of theta between the two cables here. So apply the dot product formula here, and dot product formula help us to find out the value of theta between any two vectors. So if you see the question diagram, so this theta, it is basically the angle between the F1 vector and F2 vector measured through their tails. And the dot product formula, it is nothing but the A dot B, which is equal to the AB cos of theta. We know the value of A and we know the value of B. And we also know the value of A dot B, which is equal to the negative 135.96. So that's why I have not erased this part. So, and the value of A we also know, and the value of B we also know. The value of A, it is nothing but the 30 pounds according to the equation, and the value of B, it is nothing but the 25 pounds according to the equation. So, and this is nothing but the 30 pounds into the 25 pounds into the cos of theta. So negative 135.96, which is equal to 30 into 25, which is equal to 750 into cos of theta. Now this will become cos theta, which is equal to negative 135.96 divided by 750. So shift cos to the opposite side so that it will become cos inverse. So theta, which is equal to cos inverse negative 135.96 divided by 750. Now grab the calculator, put the values into it and solve it for the value of theta here. So it is equal to the 100.121 degree. So we successfully solved these two questions and your question has been solved here and your concept too. So please like, subscribe, comment and share this video with your friends. And if you have any query regarding to see my any video, just comment me down on this video and inshallah I will reply you. So take care of yourself and inshallah we will meet again.